Today, Panasonic will have their grand opening ceremony for that brand new $4 billion electric vehicle battery plant. This has been years in the making, bringing jobs, growth and development to DeSoto, but they've also been given a lot of tax incentives to build this. Kansas agreed to $829 million in incentives. That's in addition to the billions of dollars in federal tax incentives the plant is receiving. We've spent the last several months listening to and sharing the voices of DeSoto business owners, city leaders, state leaders, and more about the impact this plant has on town. We'll also have our dedicated 3 Johnson County reporters, Olivia Acree, Ely Schoenig, and Alyssa Jackson, devote weekly coverage to the topic. So this morning, my co-anchor Taylor Hemness, you saw him live in the DeSoto this morning. Get ready for that grand opening. Big day in DeSoto. Taylor, good morning.
Lindsay, good morning. You and I, as the nature of our jobs, have done lots of 5 a.m. live shots at different locations, really all over the country, thanks to Super Bowls that you and I have covered with lots of activity. I can tell you, I don't remember the last time that I was live someplace at 5 a.m. that there was this much movement going on around me. This is a massive plant here in DeSoto. Everywhere you look, there is some car driving around, or some lights blinking, or some people walking backward and forward. There's a lot going on already at 5 o'clock this morning, so obviously you can tell they are planning for a lot of activity, a lot of visitors that will be here as a part of this massive landmark day in DeSoto. So Lindsay already gave you some of the numbers here. Let's talk about some more about exactly what's going into this plant. You're going to get a lot of numbers this morning, we know that, but let's just make sure you're aware of what we're talking about here. The plant was announced in 2022, promised to bring 4,000 jobs to this location, costing around $4 billion to put together and get running. The city says sales tax revenue has increased by 100% since 2022. And they attribute that to Panasonic construction activity that's been going on over the last 3 years. Franchise fees are collected by the city based on how much power is consumed by this massive facility. And I'm going to say that word a lot this morning too, massive. You cannot help but notice whenever you drive up to and around this location, the big footprint of this location. Evergy predicts $500,000 in those franchise fees just this year for the city of DeSoto. And they've seen more business and housing since construction on this plant began, obviously, because those 4,000 jobs have to have some place to work, or to eat and to live and to spend their money when they're coming to their place of work. Businesses are seeing growth firsthand. We've talked to a lot of them, as Lindsay mentioned. JT's Grill owner Scott Hill says he's planning to expand his restaurant because of how much growth he's already seen before the plant even opens its doors.
About 3 or 4 years ago, I think we hit our revenue peak as far as what we could do, and then once the Panasonic plant got underway, we saw a big influx.
I mean, that's the locations that you really feel what this is going to mean for a community. Businesses, owners like that, talking about the word influx whenever they're describing how many more people they've got coming in. Hill not the only one seeing booms in business. Lindsay Waller co-owns Force of Nature Brewing. She told us they've also talked about ideas for expanding their location and reach because of the number of customers they may be adding to their base.
DeSoto knows they're growing. They've been looking forward to it for a long time, and I think it fits the narrative of DeSoto being brave and bold.
So we're going to put up a QR code right now that you can scan to see previous stories that we have done on this topic. There have been lots already. We told you that we've had multiple reporters tied to this location. Olivia Acree is here with me. She'll join me in just a little bit to talk about some of the coverage she's already done and more to come, as she's going to get to go inside the plant today. But just because we're starting our coverage this morning and the grand opening is today doesn't mean you can stop sending us those story ideas. If there are more moving forward as this plant gets under operation, we should continue to stress this morning, this is the grand opening. They're actually not starting actual production of batteries just yet today. This is the grand opening. But as this gets going, if you have more story ideas in and around DeSoto of how this plant is impacting life in this city and community, we want to hear them. That doesn't stop just because of the grand opening today. It's scheduled for 8 o'clock this morning, the actual grand opening. As I mentioned, we will have crews that get to go inside and see exactly what it looks like inside and bring that video to you later on in the day. For now, I'll send it back to you, Lindsay.